Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good.
So for this project, I took an 8x8 pumpkin mold and I cleaned it out. It's a silicone mold. I cleaned it out by using paper tape and just dabbing around in it and picking up any residue that there was. And then I took my Appel mold release spray and sprayed the inside of the mold. Then I mixed up some resin. This is crystal clear craft resin, and I mixed in eye candy orange and eye candy snowflake mica powders, and I poured it into the mold. I actually ended up making 3 different shades of orange, a white one, and I believe a gold one. This pumpkin mold I actually ended up picking up on TEMU for a little over $2, but I believe that you can find something similar at some other stores. I could not find it on Amazon, but I did Google it and found it on other stores like Etsy and a few other marketplaces. Use the kitchen torch to get rid of the bubbles. You do need to be very careful when you're using a mold and a torch or any type of heat because you can damage the mold. After I took it out of the mold, I used clear Elmer's glue and went around the perimeter and in all the crevices. And then I took my 4mm crystal chain and followed along the Elmer glue lines. After I was done with that, I did put some more Elmer's glue on the stem, and I filled that in with the rhinestone chain also. For this project, I started with a 13 by 13 inch frame that I had picked up at a garage sale. I removed the backing, I removed all the clips, and then I removed the glass. When I got the glass out of it, I realized that the glass was all foggy, and no matter what I did to clean it, it wouldn't come off. So I decided I would put a mirror in it instead. So I used the piece of glass as a template, and I drew around it. And then I used my stained glass scorer and cut the glass, or scored the glass. Now, I learned to cut stained glass, which you cut a mirror just like you would stained glass, on YouTube. There are many free videos, hundreds and hundreds of them, showing you how to cut stained glass. And it really isn't that hard. I'm not a professional stained glass cutter or anything like that, but I can cut simple shapes. After I was sure it fit, I removed it and then put Elmer's glue around the perimeter of the back of the frame where the glass would sit. Then I replaced the mirror and I took Elmer's glue one more time and put it around the perimeter. Now this serves 2 purposes. It helps to hold the glass in place and it helps to prevent any resin leaks. This needs to dry overnight and sometimes up to 24 hours depending on how much glue you use. So next I took the pumpkin and just placed it on the mirror because I was trying to figure out where to place the leaf and the tendril that I was going to put on with the rhinestone chains. Cut out a piece of paper in the shape of the leaf that I wanted, and it almost looked like an upside down heart. And then I took my clear Elmer's glue and traced it out. And then I took my rhinestone chain and put it right on top of the clear Elmer's glue. And it's important that you use clear Elmer's glue. And honestly, then I messed around with the shape of it and till I was happy with what it looked like. And then for the other side, I shaped another rhinestone chain into a tendril. After the glue was dry from that, I flipped it over and I took painter's tape and put it around the perimeter of the back of the frame. This is just an extra precaution against resin leaks. Next, I took Ashland decorative filler, the color yellow. Even though it looks gold, it's called yellow on the website, and filled in the leaf. Next, I used painter's tape to clean up any little pieces of glass or residue that got on the mirror. Next, it was ready for the resin. I had pre-mixed the resin. This is crystal clear craft resin, 1:1 ratio resin. You mix slowly in a cup for 3 minutes. I let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to allow the bubbles to rise to the top and dissipate. And then I poured it over the project. I pour it over the glass first, then up and around into the corners and along the sides. I used the kitchen torch to get rid of bubbles, and then I placed the pumpkin on top of the mirror. And then this is a brooch I picked up on Amazon. Now, one of the two I actually by accident pulled off a piece of the brooch. You have to be really careful when you pull the pin off of the back. Then I took some resin and poured it all over the pumpkin, and I put some extra right where I was going to put the brooch down, and did pour a little resin, drizzled it around the edge of the brooch. Then I took some glass. This was reflective gold glass, 1/4 inch, that I had picked up on Amazon, and I also had picked out a bunch of pearls and little gold beads to decorate on top of that. And I think that just looks so pretty. It was very simple but very pretty. And then I took a little more resin and just drizzled it over to make sure all the beads and gold beads and pearls were going to hold in place. This needs to sit on a flat level surface overnight. My table is not level. You'll see the pumpkin moving, so what I've been doing with my projects is setting them on the floor when they're done. This has to set in temperatures between 72 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All resins are different. You need to read the directions for the resin you are using. It's in your best interest to cover it with a dust cover. Hey everyone. I think this turned out so pretty. It's so simple, but yet, I don't know, just so pretty. I love the little pearls on it, the brooch on it, the simple leaf and tendril, and I don't know, not much to say. Anyway, and the mirror. I love working on the mirrors. And mirrors, I tell you what, save your mirrors. So if you have a broken mirror, and if you have a place to save it, like, you know, you think you might be able to cut a piece big enough to put inside of a frame, save them, because that's where I got this mirror from. I might have even picked it up at a garage sale. I'm not sure. But you know, a lot of times you can find mirrors all over the place. Ones that people have pulled off of their bathroom walls because they're remodeling. They have them sitting on the side of the road. Anyway, all sorts of places. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We have our Facebook group going now, Crazy Glass Lady, Glass and Resin Art. Please join us there. Learning a lot, all sorts of levels of glass art. Some people has actually worked with resin and not with glass. Some people just with glass. They're glass mosaic artists and never worked with resin. All sorts of things to learn. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever